Hi, this is Linda West with Living Live, and I'm here today with Ramon Ray. And I'm really excited to introduce to you Ramon. He is going to be one of the speakers at Social Media Marketing World, which I am going to volunteer at this year. And I'm really interested to find out what Ramon has to share with us today. But Ramon is passionate about helping small business entrepreneurs grow their businesses. He's an entrepreneur, best-selling author, journalist, event producer, speaker, and event host. Ramon, are you hearing some feedback?
No, I hear good on my end. I can turn the speakers down further on my side, or I can put headphones in, but I hear you very well.
Okay. I'm getting a little bit of feedback, so I'm not sure what that's from. But, welcome, Kim. Good to see you here today. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and keep introducing you there.
Sounds good.
Ramon is a small business evangelist, Infusionsoft, and editor of Smart Hustle magazine. His third book is an Amazon bestseller, Facebook Guide to Small Business Marketing. So you can get to know Ramon better at ramonray.com. And let's see here. I'm going to put that on the screen here so you guys see. ramonray.com. Check it out. Okay, let's see. We're having technical difficulties, but you know what? We just worked right through them, right, Ramon?
Sounds good. And can you hear me any better now, by the way? I put a headphone and it looks kind of silly. Any better or worse?
That's perfect.
So should I leave it plugged in, or did it have a change in sound that you heard?
No change in sound, but I don't hear any feedback.
So maybe that was okay. Yeah. Good. Cool.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, Ramon has shared the stage with Seth Godin, Daymond John, Guy Kawasaki, Simon Sinek, Gary Vaynerchuk, JJ Ramberg, Peter Shankman, and other celebrity entrepreneurs. And I'm really interested to find out what that was like. Sure. And he's been interviewed by President Obama in the president's first live Google Hangout. Imagine that. Oh my God, craziness. That's just absolutely crazy. So not only is Ramon an ivory tower geek, but as a former technology consultant, hands-on experience in a variety of technologies, including social media, mobile computing, computer networks, online software, and more. Ramon's expertise is small business technology, marketing, sales, business startup, and his favorite is personal branding. Well, welcome to the show, Ramon. I'm really excited to have you here today.
Thank you. And I'm deliriously excited to be here. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, you guys, if you know anybody who's in business, small business, large business, whatever, if they're looking to do any personal branding or anything with their marketing, please share this video with them, because there's some nuggets that are going to come out of this that are going to be helpful for everybody. Okay, so please make sure that you share this. So first thing I want to talk about is, let's talk about the President Obama Google Hangout. What was that all about? And how did that happen? How'd you make that happen?
Well, I didn't make it happen, but I guess I did in a way. But it's pretty cool. I mean, Google at the time, when they were, I guess launching Hangouts and et cetera, they said they put a call to entry out to millions of Americans. 300,000 people applied, and me and 4 others had the opportunity to talk to him. And my kind of slice of the conversation was small business, and that's how it happened. Again, I'm sure it was a bit of a woo factor and a bit of how you answer the questions and who they think could be the most engaging. I'm sure that helped. But that's really what happened. I was interviewed, 2 or 3 times, went up and up and up. They said, we like this. And eventually I hear President Obama's voice, hey, Ramon. So that was pretty cool.
That is so awesome. What did it feel like? And was it just no big deal? Because, after a while, people just are people, right? I mean.
Well, no, it's an honor. I think listen, my goal is I interviewed President Obama. I hope to interview President Trump, but who comes after him? So I hope to interview every president. So for me, it was an honor. I mean, he's the president. It's the person is nice, but it's really the office. Let's face it, if President Obama or any other president was, Uber driver, well, I interview Uber drivers too, but it was an honor. The office of the president's a pretty high honor. I guess one of the most visible positions in the world.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that's more. So it's an honor to be able to do that and be validated. I think it's really a mark of credibility and validation to be able to have that big feather in my cap.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I think it's amazing. So now, how did you come up with the idea of Smart Hustle magazine?
Sure. I have for many years been covering technology on my other company's website, smallbiztechnology.com. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I really had a desire to cover more entrepreneurship. Now, there's a lot of that going on, of course. Everybody has blogs and et cetera. We're talking a little bit about that today. But I had seen that many of the traditional publications were just covering very famous people, Obama, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of GE or Bezos and et cetera. And I wanted to be a little different. Right. So I didn't know better. So I put together, we've been in print. We printed a few issues, but I'm realizing that, Linda, more people are liking the digital. So that is where our focus is. But that's really why I started. I wanted to move away from just covering, hey, this new, I don't know, chapstick is Bluetooth enabled. I wanted to.
It probably can be, right?
Yeah, the story of the hustle of entrepreneurship. I really wanted to cover more. So that's why I started.
Well, you just made me think of a really funny idea because you brought the Bluetooth enabled and the chapstick, right? I'm imagining like a drone, right, carrying around a chapstick, and you just like direct it over to you to put the chapstick on you for you.
Hey, that works for me.
That way you don't have to touch it. Hey, you never know. That's how ideas are. That's how things are invented, just by crazy people talking about it.
We see that in Shark Tank all the time, right? Who would have known of the daddy scrubber? What's that scrubber that Lori Greiner invested into? Some kind of scrubber thing.
Yeah. You just never know. You never know. So how did you come up with the idea of, or what is smart hustle? Because hustle means hustle your ass off, right? Like just keep going, keep going. So what is smart hustle?
Yeah, I think it's a given that any adult or hard worker, for that matter, can hustle. We all wake up early in the morning. We all have too much to do. We're all too busy. We all do the best we can to hustle. That's pretty much a given. We all get too much sleep, not enough rest, don't have, blah, blah, blah. I think where entrepreneurs fail, or those that makes the difference, is those who do it smartly. So how can I be more productive than the next person? How can I prioritize better than the next person? How can I say no more often than the next person? How the interview I got, last week I was in India with Ivanka Trump. How was I able to get a selfie with her and nobody else did at the time? So I think that's where the smart comes in. How do you innovate, zing when others zang, better than the next person? And again, Linda will have better ways of doing certain things than I do. So not in a competitive way, but let's say we were competitive, all things being equal. How can I be smarter in my hustle?
So does that then kind of lead us to personal branding? And because you, like you said, why was I able to and nobody else was? So is that through like maybe your personal branding, your style and stuff? And what is personal branding?
That's a great question. And I think that going back to the smart of the hustle, then I'll dive into personal branding. I think that's more the smarter in hustle enables you to have a better personal brand. So I think that's what I would say. I think those who have strong personal brands are often able to hustle smarter and better than others. Not always, but sometimes you can. So I think for me, that's really what I find. I think personal branding, so to me, Linda, it's really about separation. Let's take, I don't know, well, give me an example. I don't know, I'm a spoon manufacturer. Let's pretend.
Okay.
I try to use simple ones that are not like so cool, we're social media people, but I make spoons. Spoons are a dime a dozen.
Yes.
What can I do? What can I do different? And I can talk about tips and things later if you want, but what can I do different? That when people think of this spoon, the Ramon spoon, they think of the Ramon spoon more than other people's spoons. So that's kind of, for me, personal branding is a mind share lock in the prospective customers' minds. And the last thing I'll add on that point is building a fan base. It doesn't mean people are buying yet. That comes later, and I talk about that. But it's really building a fan base of people that when they think, oh, hustle, probably Ramon, chapstick, in this silly example, and guys know I'm not selling this. I don't get a commission or affiliate fee, just to be clear. They think of, Burt's Bees when I think of chapstick. So that's kind of what that means for me.
Well, I love that. I had to write this down. So fan base, because oftentimes what happens is when an entrepreneur comes into the game here, they see all these webinars, these seminars, and all these different things that are saying, I went from 0 to 800,000 people in a week. I can show you how to do that. Well, first of all, that's not going to happen for everybody. It might not even have happened for them. Who knows? I don't know. But as far as building a fan base, what do you think would be safe to say for people to, the rate of speed to build a fan base that somebody can say, you know what, I'm on track, I'm doing well, instead of comparing themselves to the 800,000 person?
That's such a great, maybe you have a bug inside my office here. I was just talking on another interview with someone about that particular point, comparison. So I'll use an example of my wife. So my wife.
First of all, I don't have a bug there. Okay. Just so everybody knows.
Thank you. I'll use an example of my wife. She has an Instagram. She is, as it were, but retiring from, moving on for being a homeschool mom full time. She's now no longer doing that. Our kids are older now. Okay. And compared to most, she has a very small Instagram following of mainly ladies who happen to homeschool their children. Compared, as you're saying, to the 50,000, 100,000 celebrity following. But those hundreds and maybe over 1,000 by now of people she has are so engaged and dial in. So here's what in a nutshell. Instead of having 10,000 people who follow you loosely, give or take, maybe care about you, and you get a 1% engagement to get a little geeky, I'd rather have 1,000 people, 500 people, 2,000 people, and 80% of them are in my jam. That's really the aspect of the numbers on personal branding, is that you don't have to be a star. And Linda, I find that you can offer things to other people. I'm amazed sometimes at the contracts I have with very large companies, Linda, and I realize they're not looking for the reach of the Super Bowl. They can buy that. Any of these companies can spend a few million on ads. They can hire Kobe Bryant, I don't know, Michael Jordan, whoever the hottest star is today, to do what they do. But they want
Ramon Ray. It's Ramon Ray, by the way.
For the numbers in part, a little bit, but because I have something they don't have. So that's really when you have a nice lock on personal branding.
Oh, I love it. Now, maybe in a little bit, you can tell us like what you would do to personally brand that spoon of yours, Ramon Ray spoon.
Sure, should I?
Yeah, you want to do that right now? Yeah. Let's do it.
I mean, so if I was in my playbook, I don't have my notes in front of me, but here's from Ramon Ray's playbook. I'll probably I won't say in order of priority. One, I would think, you know what, Linda? This spoon can bend like this. So we're going to be on CNN and Fox tomorrow to talk about the bending spoon. Media. One.
Okay.
Two, we're going to write the book all about my journey to Sahara Desert with the bendable spoon. So now I'm having a book for add credibility as a hook to get me with Linda's and with CNN, Fox News, podcasts, etc. So a book is another big credibility. Guess what else we're going to do, Linda? Linda and the 4,000 other people are bendable spoon fanatics. So we're going to have 1 or 2 big events a year. Now, why are we having this? The other spoon guys are out there. Great. I'm having the event for my people. So that makes me the top dog that day. And of course, I can have blog posts, et cetera, around it. So events, that's what I'm going to do as well. Third thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be tweeting. I'm going to wake up in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It's Bendable Spoon Ray. Have a great day with your spoon. So I'll stop there. I can go on. But those are from the playbook, from the things I talk about, personal branding, events, a book. Definitely a huge engagement of social media. I said something else to events, book, media, getting the word out there. Because now you have to have a hook, and that's a whole other discussion, how to get publicity. But the secret to personal branding is getting out there, building your fan base of spoonies. And again, you can help me extrapolate this to real business, but I think you know where I'm going. Getting your fan base of spoonies who know, like, and follow you. Then when you say, by the way, we have a spoon. It's a new coming out. It can bend the bottom. I'm not strong enough just to bend this. It's only $4. You want to buy it? Feel free. Or, you get on late night with Letterman and they pay you for an appearance. So that's how you get your money.
Oh, that's so awesome. I just wrote a book called The Year of Fears, and getting that personal branding out there is the thing that I'm working on. And I'm trying to think, like, how do I do that? So thank you for those great tips. I love it. I love it. I love it. And do you have any other tips for our viewers that can help them, hone in on their personal branding?
Sure. I say one, be a good networker. I'm a firm believer, and this goes back to the woo factor, that if you rock your personal brand well, it will go far. Me and you, Linda, are now connected, and you keep making connections like that. I think I wrote 2 days ago or so on my Facebook page and LinkedIn, be persistent, but don't be a jerk. Well, also, connect with people, but don't be a jerk. So the other thing are images, Linda. Look at your awesome background. Now, your background is much better than mine, but you have such a nice background and imagery around you. I think that's part of personal branding. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect the first time, but I do think those of us who are moving up in the personal branding, going back to my spoon example, how do I take a picture with my spoon? Is it engaging? And it sounds silly, but over time, as the Lindas of the world and other people of the world are saying, should I book Ramon? Should I talk to Ramon about what his knowledge is? All they see is the picture. At first, all they see is what you tweeted at last. So make sure that looks professional and good to be attractive to the Linda West of the world.
I love it. Well, you brought up the background. So I do have a question on that. So say, for example, like this is my background now, but eventually I want to change it up. So if I change it up, will I taint my image?
No.
How do I do that?
That's more of a political statement, in fairness. So it depends on, you, like if, for example, if I'm associated with you as the purple lady, your branding, here what I see, that could be your shtick, as it were. You look at Steve Harvey, somebody I love his show.
Yeah.
It would look weird to have Steve Harvey in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. It just, I think he's known as perfectly manicured nails, perfectly suited.
Yes.
That's his jam.
Yeah.
Now, Gary V, what is he? He's
jeans.
Pretty much a t-shirt guy. That's all he has, a t-shirt on. So I think that the look, Linda, I would first focus on the content and your DNA. Do you talk slow or fast, or do you love social or not? Me, I talk kind of fast, and things aren't perfect. I don't mean to be that way, but that's just how it is with me. So the background, it's a good question. No, I think for a larger company, as you're growing, Starbucks, they have to have the lady, in the Starbucks logo.
Right.
That shouldn't change. But for you and I, we can change how we look a bit, I think.
Okay, cool. And then you brought up another point. So I love these things that are coming to my mind as you're talking. Okay, so talking about the slow and fast, and I know that there's different ideas or concepts of that. And so, slow and fast, it doesn't matter, right? Just be you. If you're a fast talker, be a fast talker. If you're a slow talker, be a slow talker. If you talk slow, like sometimes I slow down and sometimes I talk fast, it doesn't matter. It's like, so what's your opinion on that, or your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that be you for sure, first and foremost. But I also think two things are important: being empathetic to others, or being cognizant of others. And some things we have are, hopefully it's not too egregious. I think that's an English word, but too bad. So I speak fast. Right now, I think I'm speaking okay for you and your audience. Now, if you were to tell me, let's say English wasn't your first language, it may not be, but I think it's your first language.
Yeah.
English wasn't your first language. You said, Ramon, and you said 2 or 3 times, Ramon, can you repeat that? Ramon, can you repeat that? I have to not be me. I have to slow down. That's my problem. Or when I go on stage and speak, I speak all over. Linda, I try to be aware that I am on stage speaking to an audience, so I try to slow down and better enunciate my words. It's an exaggeration. So I think be you, but understand the rough edges that might need to be better. And this is a little different answer, Linda, but I think of finances as an example. It's a weak area of mine.
Okay.
I'm doing better in finances. I'm trying to look up my numbers, looking at my reports. It's not quite what you mean, but that's a rough edge to me. So I'm doing better in that. Not, I can just do what I'm doing. No, I need to do better, if that helps.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, finances are my thing too. I actually, in my book, it's called the seven lessons I learned, during my year of fears. And number 1 was budgeting. Oh my gosh. Because I didn't want to look at the numbers, because if I looked at the numbers, that would tell me the truth.
I hear you.
So sometimes I think we avoid those things that we really don't want to know the truth to, right? Okay. So do you have any other tips regarding your personal branding that you wanted to share with us?
Sure. I think another thing, Linda, that's great is the aspect, and again, people don't yawn, social media. Yeah, we all have it. We all use it. But I think it is the best gift for small businesses, the best gift for personal branders. So going back to my spoon example, I'm a traditional manufacturing company selling a spoon. I can do ads on the radio, 1-800-SPOON, whatever, call us today and buy spoons. I like that. Buy spoons or whatever it is you're doing. So you can do ads, Yellow Pages ad, put out your flyers. You have your retail store. That's great. Your corporate business, give or take, will be just fine. But when I want to start branding myself as the spoon king, again, thank you for allowing this silly example, but I think it flows.
I love it.
That's when I'm going to do my 1 video a week. That's when I'm going to put my book out. So I think my tip would be leverage the power of social media. And what I say in using social media are 4 things: frequency, relevancy, engagement, analytics. I say that, Linda, because there's so much up and down, so much angst. Facebook is changing its algorithm. Snapchat's going away. Instagram is no good. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
For today, keep it simple. frequent content, and that doesn't frequency, whatever frequency means to you, be relevant to your audience, be engaging. You have a cool background and look. That's part of the engagement, how we talk. I have my, I don't know, one little thing there. Be engaging, yes, and measure your analytics. And I say that as well, meaning know where the market's going, know where it's not going, know your audience. Today, Linda's for purple people. Maybe in 2 years, Linda, you're going to be for yellow people. You know, could be if that's where the market's going, or both. So I think that's really the kind of thing I say when I think of personal branding. The social media is the best gift that we have. Yeah, we're not CNBC, NBC, and all that. They have big audiences because they've been doing it for years. But guess what, Linda? What you're doing right now, you are equivalent, for all intents and purposes, to CNBC. You just may not have 9 million people on your show, but you have the tools.
Yet.
It's all here.
I'm looking for 5.5 million. That's where I have, this big vision of where I'm going.
I love it.
But I know you have to start. That's the thing is, you have to start at 0 or 1, 2, 3. You have to build it one at a time. So let's talk about really quickly micro celebrity, because I think that's basically what we can boil down what you're talking about. Is it's not about having millions and millions of followers. It's about having those select ones that really love what you do, will follow you to the ends of the earth, and just want to buy what you have because they trust you. They know, like, and trust you, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And Linda, I'm realizing this every day. So another thing I happen to write about is that I said that I no longer fear, I think I wrote about it, maybe it's going to come out, but I no longer fear or feel bad when people unsubscribe, unfollow me. In fact, I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I got 10 subscribes. I'm like, yes.
And for me, I like it. I assume it's the same reason, maybe different, is because it narrows down my audience. That means out of my almost 30,000 Twitter followers, 2 people don't follow me anymore. Great. There's 29,998 who I can get more narrowed to, and that drives my, the share of people who really want to follow me up. So again, that is a problem if you start people unsubscribe because you said something stupid or, you read your audience wrong. But in general, it's great. It's kind of like the Bachelor show in a way, I think it is. You have those 100 guys who want the one girl, the 100 girls who want the one guy, except for the person who's fired, but kind of reverse way. The more narrow it is, you're closer and closer to maybe being picked. That may not be a perfect example, but I think you get what I mean.
Yeah, totally. That's so true because, and I know when I first started losing people, people unsubscribing from my email list, I was like, oh, how come I knew this person forever. How come they unsubscribe? They must not like what I'm doing. And then somebody told me what you said. And I was like, wow, okay, that makes total sense. I don't want them following me then. I don't want wasting their time. I don't want them to see my name and say, oh, there she is again.
And keep in mind, Linda, that there's also multiple, I know for myself, I may unsubscribe to, say, Linda on her email newsletter. Oh, Ramon, why? But because we have so many ways, I might be following you on Facebook or LinkedIn follow. So that's less the reason why, but that's just another thing to keep in mind. You can follow people on LinkedIn, not even friend, follow people on Facebook, add people, you can add people to your own list on Twitter without following them. Then there's email. You can put an RSS feed from an email, so there's 10 different ways that especially geeks can follow you and you would never know it, not email or ways that you wouldn't even know. So
that's so true. Okay. So my last question for you is, of all the social media platforms out there, which is your favorite?
That's a political question, Linda. Man, first I'll take it.
Okay.
Good. I'll take the question. I don't mind. I'm going to tell you my 3, and then you help me narrow down my favorite. How about that?
Okay, go.
We'll do it together. So I love LinkedIn because it's where kind of, as of today, the serious stuff is there. There's no memes. There's no craziness. It's serious stuff are there for business. Those you want to follow. So I like it for that.
Okay.
Twitter, I like the microblogging aspect, to easily tag. Mm-hmm. Very few people will probably click through and read anything substantive, but when Linda, that's a way for Linda to touch me multiple times a week. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Linda's out there. Facebook, it's nice. That's where you kind of get your I got 50 likes. So I don't know, Linda, you help me. I don't know. What do you say? Help me. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Well, what's interesting, I never heard Twitter explained that way. So that was good because I don't get Twitter. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand why people are there. So that really gave me a great insight. So thank you for that. And then I know how important it is for us to have our names be seen, touched,
Right.
frequently, because there is a lot of noise out there. And how are you getting yourself out there? And I do also know a lot of people who are scared of putting themselves out there too much because they don't want to annoy people.
Right.
So maybe you can touch on that one. But okay, so now Facebook, I totally get it. Like that's the warm and fuzzy. That's the place where, like all my friends are and people are following me because they like me and this and that. And I totally get the LinkedIn thing. So I'm up. I don't know. You tell me.
I'll go with Facebook. If I had to pick one, if I had to say the whole world's going to blow up on only one social platform, I think probably I'd pick the order of Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And Twitter, to last, unfortunately, but I think LinkedIn is a little more serious, a little more scalability side. And Facebook only because everybody's there. So
there's more than 2 billion people on Facebook now.
Yeah,
but are they on Facebook?
Good question. We'll have to ask Mark Zuckerberg. Hold on one second, Mark. Yeah, he's there on Facebook.
You have the bat phone to him, don't you?
Yeah, right.
Well, awesome. Okay, so Twitter. I guess I need to actually look at it. I have a Twitter. I have a following that I don't know why they're following me because I'm not doing anything. So how can I just dump all those people and start over? Yeah,
you could. You mean they take them off or dump them too?
I just take them off and just like start from zero.
You know what I would do? Use the FREA, free principle. Or if you want to use Twitter, just keep doing it like today's show. Hey, excited to talk to @Ramon Ray about XYZ. What am I going to do then? I'm going to retweet this. You're going to then pick up a new audience from you didn't know. So I would start there, and if you want, rip it apart. We talk, say, 5 to 10 things. I asked Ramon marketed a spoon live on my show. Want to see how he did it? Click here, pointing to your Facebook.
I'm buying that spoon, by the way. That's the most incredible spoon ever. Okay, so just use it that way. Ooh, great tips. I love it. That's what I would do. Thank you so much. And our time is up. And I want to thank you so much, Ramon, for your time. And I look forward to meeting you in person at Social Media Marketing World. And it's going to be amazing. I hope I have an opportunity to hear you speak. There's so many speakers that I don't know how people are going to decide who they're going to go watch. So
it's going to be tough. But Linda, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the time. It's always good sharing with you and your audience and learning from you as well. So thank you.
Thank you. The Ramon Ray spoon, you guys, look out for it. Have a great day. Thanks, Ramon.